going to need a bit of this. This is a paid request for Yule. Thank you so much for your patience and your kindness. Thank you so much, man. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, full playthrough, random topic, whatever the case may be, reaction, commentary, what have you, feel free to send it. Movie review, re-review. PayPal is the best way to do it. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. So thank you. And what's funny is, you probably can't hear it, but I hear this distant thunder way over there. I swear there was not that before I got ready, but it's like, God knows I'm talking about this piece of shit, and he doesn't want me to do it, so he's pissed off, and he's growling under his throat. He's going to come over here and piss on my head with a bunch of rain. I don't need that. We don't need more rain. But Die Another Day, I do think sucks. Many days in a row. Now, he wanted top 10 worst things about Die Another Day. And I'm like, only 10? But now, long story short, before I get into this, with James Bond, the first one I ever saw was GoldenEye. Back in the day, I did not get to see a lot of them. It was just the Pierce Brosnan films, including this one, and then the Daniel Craig ones. Then, many, many years ago, someone was nice enough to send me a bunch of James Bond films on DVD, which this was a part of, and I have them over there, the set, so I was able to see Goldfinger, which I enjoy, Spyro Love Me, which I enjoy, License to Kill, which I enjoy. Although that one I probably saw once back in the day, but I did not remember it as much, but I do like that with Timothy Dalton. Are there bad ones? Sure. I don't like Octopussy. I like Pussy, but not Octopussy. I'm not really big into From Russia with Love. I know that's a hot take. I always thought that film was boring. I like Dr. No. I like You Only Live Twice. Diamonds Forever is like, that could be labeled as goofy, campy, but at least that's consistent and has a charm to it. This, I don't think this has charm, at least to me. Now, when this was made, it was the 40th anniversary of the franchise. So there's a lot of references, which I'll get into that. That's one of the 10 problems I have. The 10 worst things, I should say. Because there's a shitload of problems. I just put it in the 10. Pierce Brosnan was the first James Bond guy I saw. GoldenEye is my favorite. I like Tomorrow Never Dies. I think that's a bit underrated. World Is Not Enough. I don't think he's that good. Especially, was it Denise Richards? I always forget her damn name. Like, one of the worst scientists since fucking... What was her name? Tara from Alone in the Dark, the Uwe Boll film. Tara Reid. Now, this was directed by Lee Tamahori. Why they thought this guy would be a good director for it, I don't know. He would go on to direct Triple X 2, State of the Union, the one with Ice Cube. Go figure. And this film I thought always sucked. I know nowadays there's some people that like the film and they think it's not as bad. I disagree. It's not the worst Bond film I've seen now. No Time to Die tastes the cookie pal. It tastes the taco pal. No Time to Die is the worst one I've seen. This is the second worst one I've seen. It's a shame because I like Pierce Brosnan. I liked his Bond. I liked the first two. It's sad that it ended on a whimper. Although, if you put in Everything or Nothing, the video game, which I have played, I do want to play that again because I do remember quite enjoying that. That's actually a fun game, and that's a pretty fun experience. I know there was one time there was talks like Tarantino was going to do one with Pierce Brosnan. I think like his version of Casino Royale before Daniel Craig did. There was something like that, or another story I can't remember. That would have been cool to see. But anyway, let's get into the list. I'm like 5 minutes in. Usually you go 10 to 1. Fuck it. I'm doing it differently. This is my video. Number 1. The worst thing about this film to me is the overusage of bad CGI. Horrible CGI. Yes, you do say there's CG in other films, but this was a lot more. And it was fucking shitty. Whether it be the surfing scenes or when he's escaping and he's got the parachute and he's trying to surf and get away from the tsunami, it looks bad. It does. For example, I like Escape from LA. I know. But that has some bad CGI. And I think of that because that was another surfing scene that looked awful. This looked garbage. Fucking garbage. The satellite laser beam or solar beam, solar beam. So much of that CGI just looks so awful. Even like when the bad guy has the power suit and tries to do like he thinks is Emperor Palpatine and shocking the shit out of Pierce Brosnan and the electricity stuff. The plane's going down and there's the solar beam. It tried to go too big, too grand, way overuse of CGI. They thought that was the right way to go. It wasn't. People looked at it, this is just cartoon. It's real and I did. There's a lot of Bond films I like. There's a lot of Bond films I can enjoy that are not the most realistic. But there's always that invisible line that you go too far. To me, this is a film that went too far. And the CGI didn't help on that. So that's number one. Number two, I put down the inconsistent tone. What's weird about this film, it feels like two movies smashed together. You have the opening, which is a decent action scene where he's on like the hovercraft type of, shooting the Korean military, and he gets captured, then he gets tortured. But as he's being tortured, this pop Madonna song starts playing, which I think the song sucks, but I'm not going to talk about, that's one of the points, I'll get that later, but it doesn't fit. You have like this Madonna song, but then images of James Bond being tortured. It does not fit. There's another song that would fit better, which I'll get to when I get to my Madonna point, because that's a whole point there. But that perfectly exemplifies the inconsistent tone. Bond is being tortured, and you push him for information, but let's have this die another day, you gotta die another day, yeah, you die another day. It doesn't make sense at all. And it's, I gotta find out who set me up, I gotta find out who betrayed me, and now they think I leaked secrets to the Koreans, and I lose my 00 moniker, and now I'm on my own. But then it becomes solar beams, satellites, ice palaces, invisible cars, power armors, electricity, sunbeams chasing after while you're driving a rocket car, what the fuck you call it? Like, what the fuck? What movie is this now? What movie is this now? That wasn't the first half of the movie. Now, what the fuck is going on? It's like two movies battled. It's like, boom. What the fuck? So inconsistent tone. And like I said, that opening credit with the images in the song do not fit. So the movie must have quit. Number 3, the story just sucks. Some would argue that sometimes the Bond films do not have the most great... that some of the stories are not Michael Mann's Heat. They're not award-winning scripts. But they're scripts that you either have enough fun, excitement, you get into it, a little bit of intrigue. This plot just sucks. It's such for many of the reasons I talk about and will talk about and have talked about. The inconsistent tone, the bad CG doesn't help, but the constantly ripping off of older Bond films. But there are times like I'm watching the film, and then in the middle I will forget what the fuck the movie is about. Wait, isn't he looking for the guy who screwed him over? Oh no, there's Rick Yoon. He's got diamonds in his face, and then oh no, there's this, and then now there's a laser, solar beam, and we're at the car's invisible. Like what? Okay, the diamonds, but the diamonds are there for this, and then wait, that guy's the villain. Okay, but he's who? He's who now? Okay, just a lame, shitty story. And granted, it's only by a couple minutes, but it's longer than the other Pierce Bond movies. I think it's the longest of the four. Granted, by a couple minutes, but still, for a story this lame and inconsistent, it felt fucking long. It did. So the story, I just never thought was intriguing, never thought it was interesting, never pulled me in, and just wanted it to end. Number four, which, hell, most could say this is number one, but I want to save this. The Invisible Car. Wow, that, I did not even make that up. If you didn't hear that, there's literally a loud thunder now when I said the Invisible Car. See, I told you God doesn't like this movie. You don't like this shit. I don't blame him because I don't like the shit either. I agree with you, pal. Listen, I know you could say that other Bond films have ridiculous stuff. One of my favorites is The Spy Who Loved Me. That's my favorite Roger Moore film, Roger Moore Bond film. That has a car that goes underwater and acts like like a submarine. I get it, but even then, it looked cooler. It was done like as practical as they could. And even as ridiculous as it is, it was still more believable to me than the Invisible Car. Or it looked less ridiculous, or that's what I mean. Is that invisible line that's just a step too far, and the Invisible Car went really. It's funny because there's the video game where Bond himself turns invisible. I'm surprised they didn't have that. Him being invisible. Invisible suit. He's an invisible man. Because then your mind goes to, okay, if we have an invisible car, what's next? Again, will Bond himself be invisible? Will his dick be invisible so he can walk around naked and no one notice? Will he have a titanium fist? Will he have laser beams come out of his fucking eyes? Like the Cyclops from X-Men? Like, what next is going to happen? If this is how far you go, what next are you going to go? So you're like, come the fuck on. Really? 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 I can't, but it's just my reaction. Fucking really? Really? Shit. Shit is shit. So, fuck. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the invisible car. See, I already wanted to forget about that. The way it's utilized and like Bond parks it in a spot. He doesn't think anyone's gonna. So a snowmobile hits it and flips it over. Wow, what a guy that knows his job. Maybe don't park your invisible car where people could clearly go back and forth, and then lo and behold, you found out so fucking easy, dude. If you're an invisible car, does that also mean you're silent as well? I guess the car is silent, I guess. Usually you have this motor running. But I guess if they could create a car invisible, I guess you could create a car that has no sound whatsoever as well. So, fuck it. It was just like, that reaction. Really? Really? Number 5, Madonna. Because fuck Madonna. I never liked Madonna. I don't mind her song that was in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I don't mind the song that's in the Sean Penn film At Close Range, Live to Tell. But I was never a big Madonna fan. I think her song sucks. I think it's one of the worst Bond theme songs of all time. I don't know if it's the worst, but top 5, yeah. Die Another Day theme song, I think it sucks. I think it doesn't fit. It's annoying to listen to. And then they put a cameo from her in this as a fencing instructor. I wouldn't let her fence my balls, okay? Unless it smacks her and knocks her out. Her face looks like it's melting. If Marilyn Monroe was alive and melted under the solar beam here, or melted like if she was in the middle of being melted like Raiders of the Lost Ark, that's what she looks like. I would say melted, maybe from the inside out. Madonna sucks. She can't act for shit. She can never act for shit. Anytime she's tried to act has been shit. Whether it be the film she did back to the day, whether it be in Dick Tracy, or whether it be in this film. Even as a cameo. She cannot act for shit. She always seems like she has a stuck up asparagus up her stuck up ass. You know, this just seems like stiff upper lip, like she's trying to be Mick Jagger and failing. I don't like Madonna. I don't like the way she looks. I never thought she was pretty. I never thought she was sexy. And there's a couple songs of hers I like, but not a whole lot. And this song is one of hers, perhaps the worst song there are probably worse songs she's done, but of what I remember, this is the worst song I've seen her do. I hate this fucking song. And what's sad is that there's a song they could have had in this that would have fit better. Yule actually had me react to the song. It was Beyond the Ice by Red Flag, which is a better song. It fits better with the tone of the images of Bond being tortured. I'm stuttered. I actually thought it was a pretty good song. It was a pretty good song. It fit. Why? Oh, because Madonna's a bigger name. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Madonna. Okay, yes, I liked her song from Deadpool and Wolverine. I repeat that. And of course, it was a song from Back to the Day, and then I forget what year it came out. Early 90s, late 80s. Like a Prayer. You know, that's a song I never minded, but, you know, the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while, too. But fuck Madonna. She's number 5. Number 6, The Ice Palace. I know some could say that the design looks kind of neat as a novelty. I know there are places around the world that have that as a novelty. You can walk in and like you can enjoy, but I always thought it was stupid shit. Whether in reality or in the movie, it was stupid shit. If it's like some sci-fi movie and, I don't know, just you buy into some other sci-fi bullshit, even though you wonder why is stuff not melting, how can it be comfortable, it just leaves so many questions. Why the fuck would you want to be in this place of ice and then people barely have fucking clothes on? So you're in a whole thing of ice, but yet it's warm enough that you don't barely have clothes on, you'd have dresses and shit on. And you're walking on ice, but no one's slipping. And you're sitting on ice, but your ass ain't stuck to it. And you'd be fucking dripping everywhere, and nothing's dripping anywhere. Why is nothing dripping anywhere? You think you walk and... It seems there's a lot of fucking things that could go wrong in a fucking ice palace. And it just... To be honest, I always thought it was a stupid idea. Maybe if it's in a sci-fi film, okay, it's part of that weird world, but in the real world, in a weird world, fine. In the real world, something that just seems fucking stupid. And you're going, okay, how about a palace made of balloons? What's next? How about a palace made of dildos? Could we have that? So when you get fucked, at least you knew it was coming. This is a place of dildos. What do you expect? Ice Palace I thought was fucking stupid. Number 6. Number 7. There's a lot of scenes I could pick out. The VR training I think is stupid. This ain't fucking Metal Gear Solid VR missions. Okay, a VR training thing is stupid in real life. I don't. If someone wants to go, they do that in real life, then they're shit creek without a paddle, because you put on a visor and you're thinking on doing these things. How does that help your actual physical functions in training? I'm going to use VR and oh, my mind is going in this way and I shoot this person and I shoot this person, I shoot this person. Okay, maybe your mind is doing well, but maybe your arm isn't. Because you move your arm, what if your arm's shaking? What if your arm isn't strong enough? What if it's too strong? What if it's all this stuff? This is why you train in real life, not in fucking VR. Okay, I know there's similar, like airplane simulator. Holding a gun and the tip back and all the other stuff, you can think it, but physically is a different fucking matter. So the whole VR train thing was fucking stupid. Didn't make any fucking sense. A lot of other scenes in this movie didn't make any fucking sense. You know what? It's funny. I've seen the film a couple times. I still don't remember who the fuck betrayed him in... Was it someone in an organization that betrayed him? I can't remember now. Does he say he was set up in the first half? I can't remember. I can't even remember. But the scene I picked for number 7 is when he's escaping and he's driving that fucking rocket sled thing that the bad guy had, and this solar beam is chasing him, and that scene exemplifies everything wrong with this movie. That to me was the worst scene for me. Leaving the ice palace in this stupid looking rocket sled, this goofy looking solar beam that looks like dog shit, computer graphics, chasing after the rocket thing, and then he shoots a hook and the thing dangles off the fucking cliff. It looks like fucking PlayStation graphics. And it just everything about it just looks so stupid, inept, horribly directed, horribly animated, dumb idea. Fucking dumb everything, man. Hate that fucking scene. So that was number 8. I put the Ripoffs. Now, I usually say homages because it was the 40th anniversary. Since it's the 40th anniversary, they wanted to put every other fucking nod to the older films. What that did was just make me go, I'd rather watch that than what I'm watching now. So you have... Remember Dr. No when the girl came out of the water? Well, here Halle Berry comes out of the water. Hey, remember how the bad guy got kicked out of the plane? Didn't Goldfinger get kicked out of the plane in Goldfinger? Okay, how about the lasers? Someone's tied down and there's lasers coming at you. Oh, you mean like, do you want me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I want you to die. You mean like that movie? Oh, the whole diamond plot, which makes you think that diamonds are forever. Because remember that movie? The diamonds are used to create this laser satellite. Here, the diamonds are for the person to get rich, and then they get... It doesn't power the satellite, but then they get a solar satellite. How many times do we need a killer satellite in this? GoldenEye had a satellite thing. Diamonds Are Forever had a satellite thing. That'd be the thing to look back on how many fucking James Bond films has some killer satellite thing. Wasn't that thing Moonraker? You know what? I can't remember Moonraker, honestly. And I'm not big on Moonraker, but at least that was consistent in being campy. It's like, we're campy from minute 1. Because we're trying... It's trying to be James Bond meets Star Wars. And you know what? I may not remember that film, but I do remember I'd rather watch that than this one. I mean, they even reference like the jetpack from... What Bond film was that he had the jetpack? Was it You Only Live Twice? I can't remember which one. the bad guy jumps out, parachutes, and you see the flag that was in some James Bond films. Granted, here the bad guy does it. There's probably plenty of other homages that you could say and bring up, but every time it pops up, I go, you know what? Can I just watch that film instead? I really go back and rewatch Diamonds Are Forever. Give that another look. So it got annoying really quick. I don't need to watch a film give 85 fucking nostalgia nods to other films. I'll just go watch those other films. Pay attention to your own fucking film. How about them apples? Number 9, I just put boring. Because the film's fucking boring. I do. I think this film is very boring. Because I don't give a shit about what's going on. I don't give a shit about the plot. I don't give a shit about most of the action. I don't care about the story. Seems like it's all over the place. The set pieces with the sunbeam just look ridiculous. It just came off as just a slog to sit through. Very boring. Especially since it's over 2 hours long. 2 hours and 12, 2 hours and 13 minutes. And number 10, the villain sucks. So it's this guy who you thought was dead, this Korean soldier. But then he came back, and now he's this British guy with a British voice and a British face. What is this, Mission Impossible? Is this Mission Impossible with the fake faces and shit? And I'm like, okay. And then he's got the power armor suit. I got the power glove. He might as well have that too. And zzz, zzz, zzz. Hey, Mr. Bond, zzz. Get the fuck out of here, dude. And I didn't give a shit about the guy who played him. Maybe he's been in other stuff. Toby Stevens. He's probably been in other stuff I didn't mind. I didn't give a shit about him in this movie. Just a lame villain. Chicago Sun-Times, one of the best Bond films ever. Chicago Sun-Times? That wasn't Roger Ebert, was it? Or Entertainment Weekly, the savviest and most exciting Bond adventure in years. So I guess he never saw GoldenEye or Tomorrow Never Dies. And this film actually didn't do that bad at the box office. That's the funny thing. Now, they probably spent more money, so it didn't seem as much of a profit, but I could be wrong, but I think this was the highest grossing Brosnan film. In fact, I kind of want to look at, I'm going to type up highest grossing Bond films. Skyfall, 1.1 billion. Spectre, 879 million. Casino Royale, 669 million. Chroma Solar, 622 million. And Die Another Day, 543 million. So yeah, this... wow. That is crazy. And hell, in the U.S., let me look at this real quick. 1 second, sorry. I just want to check something. Die Another Day made the same amount of money in the U.S. than No Time to Die. 160 million. But No Time to Die made 774 million worldwide. So I'm guessing that thing I read, not everything was up to date. Wait a minute. Oh, this is based on... okay, this one's based on in the U.S. how much they made. So in the U.S., it's the 5th highest grossing in the U.S. And that's a weird thing. Like, Tomorrow Never Dies made 125 million. GoldenEye made 106 million. World's Not Enough made 126 million. This made 160 million in the U.S. So that's the thing is, this made a chunk of change. It made a lot of money. So, I mean, some people say it's a flop. I don't know if you would call it a flop. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, even though they just say, yeah, it made more money, the reputation probably hurt it. It's like, yeah, you made money, but what the fuck was that? So there you go. I mean, but, you know, just because a movie makes money doesn't mean it's worth a shit. We all know that. Captain Marvel made $1 billion. The movie's a piece of shit. So, yeah, number 10, the villain sucks. Number 9 is boring. Number 8, too many homages, rip-offs, just got irritating. Number 7, the solar beam chasing the rocket car off the cliff, dangling like a limp dick, sucked. Number 6, the Ice Palace, whole thing sucks. Number 5, Madonna, she sucks. Number 4, Invisible Car, it sucks. Number 3, lame story sucks. Number 2, inconsistent tone ain't for shit. And number 1, the CGI fucking sucks ass. So, there's my top 10 worst things to die another day. The fucking film itself can die. Get the fuck out of my face, movie. Thanks to you once again. This movie can eat my balls. Later.